Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am the Maize Man. Before we get started, hit the like button, share this with your friends on social media, and of course, subscribe. Before we get started, you already know why we're here. Michigan just landed 5-star offensive tackle Andrew Babalola. We're here to talk about it. Let's go. I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully, but disrespectfully, it's disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans, poor little bro them. And I'ma tell them why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, the other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset. First things first, we gotta let my guy cook. You all know who my guy is, Rick. Let's go.
Woo! I'm the best there is. Woo! 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 Woo!
In a huge, potentially momentum shifting pickup for the Wolverines, Andrew Babalola, the 5-star offensive tackle that we've talked about almost to nauseum on this channel, has committed to the Wolverines. He has shut down his recruiting process. That is always a good thing. That's always what you like to hear. According to Tom Loy of 24/7, it was not an easy process at all. Of course, we heard about earlier in the recruitment, Stanford leading the way. Then out of nowhere, Auburn came in and they were leading the way. Ultimately, it was Michigan that he chose to go with. He built a rapport with Michigan head coach Sharon Moore when he was offered a year ago. Of course, Sharon ends up becoming the head coach. That strengthened that bond a little bit. And then Grant Newsome and Babalola had a good rapport as well. But ultimately, it might have been Michigan's director of recruiting, Sam Popper. According to Tom Loy, Babalola was leaning heavily on Popper, for advice and just regular run-of-the-mill conversations, even conversations that would include him not choosing the Wolverines. And Popper was so good in those conversations, so forthcoming and real with Babalola, that ultimately Andrew decided to go with the Wolverines. This is obviously huge for the Wolverines for many reasons. This season has been not exactly what they wanted, coming off the national championship, a perfect 15-0 run to the national championship. The team is currently 4-3, coming off back-to-back losses to Washington and Illinois, getting ready to go play Lil Bro Nim in the big house. A huge game for the Paul Bunyan Trophy, of course. Can't have that one go the wrong way, but this commitment in the midst of all of that is huge for the Wolverines. It shows that there's still players on the recruiting trail. It shows other recruits, other commits, that Michigan is still a place that people want to go. It's also Michigan's first and only 5-star commitment in the 2025 class thus far. So things are looking up for the Wolverines. Babalola, of course, an absolute monster at the offensive tackle position, was Michigan's #1 offensive lineman on the board the entire time. So that is also a good thing, to be able to get the #1 guy at the position that you wanted. So this is exactly what Sam Webb of 24/7 was talking about when he said fireworks would be coming. This is going to get the ball rolling. Apparently, we'll keep it locked to the channel for more updates. But Andrew Babalola is a Wolverine. Rick, get the people what they want.
I'm the best there is. Woo! 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 Woo!
This commitment also completes the trifecta for Michigan as it pertains to the Andrews, 4-star tight end, Andrew Olesh, 4-star top 100 player and wide receiver, Andrew Marsh. Michigan is working to keep both of those guys in the class. If I'm being quite honest, Andrew Olesh has taken official visits to Alabama. I think he plans to visit Penn State again. Of course, he's from the state of Pennsylvania, so those two teams are hard on the trail for Andrew Olesh, but hopefully Michigan is able to keep him in the class. Andrew Marsh as well plans to take visits to Colorado and Washington, so it's not exactly over for either of those guys, but hopefully Michigan can keep those guys in the class solid and locked down. Another player in Michigan's recruiting class this cycle, another top 100 player, Ivan Taylor, will be on campus in A2 for the matchup against Porlo Bronem in Michigan State this weekend. So that's another guy they're trying to keep in the class who has visited Alabama as well. I guess it helps that Alabama has taken a couple losses, but obviously Michigan needs to keep as much of this recruiting class intact as they possibly can before, signing day. That would be excellent for the Wolverines, who currently have the 14th ranked recruiting class in the nation. 1 5-star, 12 4-stars, of course, trying to keep that class intact and add to it, if we're being honest. Let me know in the comment section what you feel about this commitment. A huge one again for the Wolverines and Andrew Babalola, somebody that for months now Michigan has been hot on the trail for, finally able to land. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Also, if you haven't already, check out my interview with fellow 2025 recruiting class commit to the Wolverines, Jasper Parker, right here on the channel. We did that interview. It was Sunday, so be sure to check that out. And of course, until next time, stay angry, my friends. I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go through the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. Son. I just don't get that all that Maize and that lock and all that. I just don't get it, son, for real.
Just calm
and how the